Hey everyone, and welcome to Cozying Up with the Clear Cut, where we get up close and personal with women that inspire us. Today we're sitting down with Ava Lee from Glow with Ava, talking all things skincare, TikTok, and how to get Jello skin. Check it out. Hey everyone, and welcome to Cozying Up with the Clear Cut, where we get up close and personal with women that inspire us. Today, I'm so excited to be sitting down with Ava Lee. She is the content creator behind Glow with Ava. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I've been following you for a long time now, and I love all of your skincare tips. How did you get into skincare? Like, what sparked your interest? Like, what was that journey?
I think my beginning to skincare was probably a little different from a lot of you guys here. It's partially because I just was born in Korea, grew up there, but also another fact is that I was born in Korea. Both my parents are Korean, but I grew up in China.
Oh, wow.
So I would go to Korea like twice a year for every break. And that was like my time to really like get into all the skincare beauty world of Korea. And I think it was like
the best skincare, right?
Insane. And I swear to God, even now there are, I think, more like beauty stores than convenience, like 7-Eleven in Korea. So it's like on every block. And of course, as like a young kid, going to Korea was like my favorite time of the year. And maybe the scarcity factor played into it because I'm not living in Korea. So like whenever I get to go twice a year was like when I'm like going all out, and it's like so fascinated by all the cute products and everything. So I think like I've always had some kind of obsession that was forced by the scarcity factor in a way. And even right now, I'm living in New York and I go to Korea once a year. And every time I go to Korea, it's like this huge FOMO factor plays in as if I'm never going to go back to Korea. And I just like have to buy everything. I have to eat everything there. But yeah, so like that's just been kind of like my journey where my obsession with skincare began.
Did you always know that you wanted to get into skincare?
Never. Like not even the blink of a second thought I would be in this industry.
So it was like just a passion of yours from an early age, but how did you make it into your career?
I don't think it was even a passion for me. I just thought everyone around me was like this because everyone in Korea and like in Asia are like more beauty obsessed than I feel like the Western world. And it's just around. It's not even like you're obsessed with it. It's just like kind of like the culture.
Yeah.
So that's why I never even thought to think this would be a career path for me. And, you know, my dad's a businessman too. And I think just like the classic route that my parents thought I was going to go into was business. So I majored in finance and political science, went into investment banking and the hedge fund world after college. And I thought this is it. I'm going to do banking, hedge fund, private equity, business school, go back to finance, retire in finance. That was the career trajectory that was like set up for me. And kind of out of the blue, I was like, you know what, there might be something here. And I think when you're really passionate about something and you put in the work, I think that's when the fireworks start.
So when did you like start making videos or content around skincare?
About 4 years ago. I think I was still in finance. I was in my last job, which was a healthcare private equity fund. And there it was very healthcare focused. So I got to see a lot of the healthcare companies. And with that, everyone in the company were by nature very health focused too. That's also my job where I found that I had IBS. So I was really focusing on gut health and changing certain things about my lifestyle. And I realized, you know what, it's by changing certain things in my lifestyle was where I started to see more changes in my skin as well. So it wasn't just the skincare products, but a whole lifestyle change that I started to implement and not treating my body like a trash bag like I did in my early 20s.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah. So I think that was what really motivated me to take more of a holistic approach. And I wanted to tell more about that to the world. So that's when I kind of started posting a little bit. But even back then, it was very much more like skincare, K-beauty focused, just showing people what I have in my bathroom shelf and kind of spiral from there.
So what like was the catalyst that kind of made you think like, hey, oh my God, like this can actually be like a career for me?
So when I was in finance, I liked my job enough. I never really thought I was going to leave. But when I saw that, once I started posting like random pictures of my routine on Instagram and there was demand for it, I was like, wait, I can tell this to a much larger audience. And now we live in a digital world where I'm not just speaking to my friends like I was 10 years ago. I can reach a global audience with this kind of knowledge. But I really still then, I didn't think an influencer career was for me, and I didn't think it was possible. So then I was like, you know what? I don't think I can be in finance for the rest of my life. And that's when I thought I wanted to switch to the beauty industry. And, you know, it's really hard to switch careers.
Yeah.
From
And those are really very different careers.
Different. It wasn't like I was going to change into consulting or something.
Yeah.
It was completely different. So I thought, okay, well, I need to go to business school, obviously, because that's what a lot of people were doing, from like finance to an Estee Lauder company. So then I started applying to business school. And in your business school applications, you have to be very specific about like what you want to do.
Right.
And I wrote in my applications, hey, I want to be the global marketing director for Amore Pacific or an Estee Lauder in the future. So as I was applying, I think like I was kind of like getting gifted by Amore Pacific, one of the like top Korean skincare brands. And by that nature, I was doing really good like content for them. They loved me. And I mentioned like, hey, like I want to work here in the future. So then I got a job at Amore Pacific while I was applying for business school.
Oh, wow.
So then I realized I don't need to spend $300K to go to business school. But then I realized I actually don't really want to work at the company right now either, because I couldn't do my Glow with Ava stuff then.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what, just give me 3 to 6 months. I'll just try to focus all in on my account and see where it goes. If it doesn't work out in like 6 months, then I'll always go back to finance or go back to, you know, like another beauty job. That's why I did. Then 6 months turned into a year turned into 2 years. And now here I am.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's such a great story. And I feel like that too. Like, I started the business with my husband, Kyle, who's right here. He went to business school, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, do I need to go to business school? Do I not? And I was like, I feel like by doing this, I'm like learning a lot just by, you know, the everyday of running a business, that these are things that you might not get like going to business school. You know?
I think so too. I think
that they
like,
can't teach you.
Of course. I have a lot of friends who went to business school, and, you know, it's each their own. Some people really value business school because you get a lot of connections and
Great connections,
network.
yeah.
But in terms of like real business, like on the day, I think like you really learn it by just diving deep in and learning every day on the job.
And I also think it's a great place if you don't know like exactly what you want to do, but you know that you want to make like a switch, or you know you want to like go into some sort of business. It's a great way to like explore and like have really great, you know, access to different opportunities. But since you already like kind of knew exactly what you're doing, I feel like, why not just go for it?
No, exactly. And then if I had gone to business school, I would have started in 2020.
Yeah.
So that was,
oh my God, the pandemic.
during the pandemic. Like I can't even get the most out of business school, because if I did go, I would have wanted to go to Asia and go to all the beauty capitals
all they
of the
do is
world.
like go travel the world and like have happy hour. Like I was like, what are you doing? This isn't school.
So I really wouldn't have been able to get any of that experience. So I think like everything works out for a reason. That's my life motto.
Yes.
Kind of like take a deep breath and go with the flow.
Yeah, totally. And when one door closes, that's just like opportunity for another door opening. So what are your favorite parts about your job, and like what inspires you to create and constantly have like new ideas and new content? Because I know it can be really hard and demanding to like always be producing, right? Yeah,
it is demanding. And sometimes like I feel like I don't have a social life sometimes, but I still do so much. I'm still like going to all the events. But I think my main inspiration is just like, I feel like I was like, in a way, like born to do this. Like I love doing what I do so much that it doesn't feel that tiring in a sense, because I just feel like there's so much content to do. I could post like 10 times a day.
10 times a day?
I could if I had the bandwidth.
Like, oh my God.
Because there's so much information that I can spread. So I think that's what motivates me every day.
And so what are some of like your favorite like skincare products and brands like you're using right now?
I think for me right now, I went to Mexico last month and I had like a big rosacea flare up from being like, I swear the sun in Mexico is so
strong.
much stronger.
Yeah.
Because I've never gotten this even in Miami or anywhere else. And I was wearing a lot of sunscreen, but the sun there is different. I even burned my scalp, like, which I've never
Yeah, that happened to me in Mexico too.
Yeah. So no, it's the next time I go to Mexico. But because of that, I had to really treat like my skin with gentle products with the rosacea flare up. So I was only using, like, I stayed off of vitamin C and retinol for 3 weeks. And only used like very calm, like Cica, Maricasol products in my routine. And I think last week was when I finally cured some of the rosacea. So I'm going back to testing new products. And that comes with a job where I'm constantly having to test a lot of products, which sometimes is hard for sensitive skin like myself.
Is it hard to like have like a skincare routine if you're always testing new stuff?
Yeah, it is. But I think like I've gotten my system down where it's not like one day I'm like testing everything new. Kind of like every other day I switch in one thing for the other. And like just, I think the biggest thing about this skincare journey is really learning your skin. So everyone's skin is different. It's such a cliche at this point, but truly, like, just because I tell you that this is what I'm using does not mean that you can just follow the entire thing and expect the same exact results. And that's what I try to tell my followers all the time. Like, I know I am an influencer. I know I'm here to tell you guys what products are good, but at the same time, like, I'm different from you, so don't follow my advice to the very like core.
So what are some of your skincare do's and don'ts?
Mine is sunscreen every day, and I'm like the sunscreen cop online.
I know that was actually such a hard thing for me to start doing because I love being tan.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, I've noticed like, oh, when I wear sunscreen consistently, like my skin looks a lot better.
It looks better, I know. Yeah. So there's like other like, I mean, makeup. Bronzer. Use
I'm
a
like
lot of
bronzer.
Yeah, it's the best. But I actually have a very late start into my skincare journey, I guess. I didn't wear sunscreen until age 25, like religiously, which is very, very
30.
odd. Yeah, I know.
Am I too late?
So it's never too late.
Yeah.
And you can be like 50 years old, but like wearing sunscreen can really change everything. And like I'm primate. My skin was so dark. You wouldn't recognize me. Like when I was 23, 24, I was so dark.
Your skin looks amazing.
But yeah, so that's like, it never is too late to start wearing sunscreen and reapplying sunscreen, especially in the summer. So that's like my big skincare do. Another one is to hydrate all the time. So like I'm carrying a mist all the time because I have pretty dry skin. So just making sure my skin moisture barrier isn't like just depleted.
Right.
Yeah.
So drinking a lot of water too.
That's funny. I don't drink water.
You don't drink water?
I don't drink. I'm like the worst skincare influencer.
Oh my God. So what do you do?
Water. I'll drink tea. I drink like my matcha lattes and
but isn't that dehydrating?
The matcha is okay. Like coffee can dehydrate, so I try not to drink too much coffee, like maybe it's like twice a week, but I drink a lot of tea and like healthy juices. But water I will not drink unless there's like some kind of powder or something. There has to be some taste.
Yeah, totally. And I've seen you feature your mom a lot on your page, which I love and I think is so cute, and she looks incredible.
I know.
And I see that you guys make like sometimes like some recipes that also help like your skin, so it's also about like what you're eating too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like my mom is like my ultimate inspiration. You know, sometimes I don't eat like the healthiest despite what you see online. You know, we're all human. I love sugar and I talk about this all the time. Like sugar is my biggest enemy because I just can't give it up. But at the same time, like balance it out with some other healthier, like either a green smoothie or bone broth. But my mom taught me like it's all about balance. But truly what you eat will reflect on your skin. So she's always making like healthy recipes. And I swear, like, I think I got like IBS after leaving my mom for college.
Yeah, probably.
Like, eating like all this like chicken nuggets when I came to the US. Cause like growing up in Asia, she was always making me like the healthiest, like good recipes. And some of her favorites, like bone broth. Like she would make me gulp that down at 6 a.m. like every morning. And growing up, I was like, why are you making me do this? But now I'm like, I should have had more.
Yeah, and I think in like Asian culture, like my mom, whenever she's in town, she's always like, oh, eat this. It's going to give you like a lot of collagen.
Yeah.
This or that. So it's like cool to bring some of that like Eastern like mentality on like what you eat actually like affects like your skin and how you look too.
Yeah, that's like my goal.
Hey everyone, Olivia here. Hope you're enjoying our episode. Our Clear Cut collection features fine jewelry pieces inspired and designed with you in mind. Our collection is ever changing and each piece is handmade and made to order here in New York City. Don't forget to check it out and use the code COZY, COZY, for free shipping on any purchase.
How do you handle like putting yourself out there online? Like I know there's so much, you know, even like people no matter what are going to find something negative to say. Like how do you deal with like haters or trolls like online? Do you deal with them at all? Do you have them?
I do. I mean, on TikTok, like it just feels like
crazy.
People don't know who you are and you just come up on their page and they just have something to say. And what I like in the beginning, it was hard because like in 2020 when I started TikTok was when I was like, what? Like, and that was also when I was getting some racist comments too with COVID related things.
Oh yeah.
And at the end
how
of
do you
the day,
deal with that?
It was so hard because I'm not used to like putting myself out in the internet that much. But I've come a long way. But I think like a hurtful comment like still hurts. Like it's not like you get used to them. You know, it still hurts. But I think what you have to do is like doing a mentality switch where people who are commenting like this, first of all, they're helping your engagement. So thank you for
I know,
that.
that's like the sick part of it all, right?
And then the second part is, you know, you're doing something you love, but you know, if someone really is coming to your page to leave a hateful comment, they're probably coming from a negative place on their own. And, you know, just feel a little bit more compassion. So give back with more love, more content in that way. So I think that's like my approach to doing things and trying to make sure it doesn't really get to you and just focus on like why you started and that I'm just so grateful that I can do this. And like all the content that I'm putting out for the most part is just free content. The fact that I can somehow monetize free content that I'm putting out on the internet is insane in this world.
It is so crazy. And I feel like TikTok like has helped that a lot. Like Instagram, I think, you know, in the beginning when we started, like that was like the only thing. But now TikTok, I feel like you can be so much freer with like what content you're trying and like you can go viral a lot easier. It's just like the new frontier, I personally think.
It is. It's so fun.
It's like my new favorite
I know. I like when I started TikTok. I mean, I've been on Instagram, but I'm not a very aesthetic person.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't take photos. I can't do like the aesthetic things, which is why I think Instagram is a little harder for me. But with the TikTok coming on, I was like, you can look the most like you wake up and film a TikTok and like you're
and that's
like,
relatable and people like love that.
But I like thought you always had to look poised and dressed and everything. But when TikTok came, I was like, this is my platform. I can just be whoever I want and people will appreciate me for that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I know there are probably like so many like girls and women out there that, you know, are working in finance or in a job that they're like, okay, this is like kind of what I do, but I have this passion on the side, but are scared to, you know, make that first video or put themselves out there. Like what advice would you give to someone who is a little hesitant to, you know, start making content and receiving like feedback?
You know, when I first started my Instagram account, it was when I was still at my private equity job, and I was terrified that anyone would ever find my account. So I didn't even post my face for a while. I would just post products, and then I got a little bit more comfortable of doing that. But even from that, it's like I think every single person has something to share. You know, just because you follow certain influencers and you think like, oh, she has a perfect skin, that's why she can post about it. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of skin type you are or like what kind of food or fitness, anything. If there's something that you like and do, you know, very regularly, post about that and you can make a niche out of that and then branch out. So just don't set yourself up to such a high expectation, because truly, like, anyone has a voice on the internet these days, especially.
Yeah, these days especially. I feel like when, like, back in the day in like 2009, 2010, when it was like all the fashion bloggers like on the actual blogs, I'd be like, oh, like, they're so cool, but they could only like, I could never do this because like I don't have like enough money. I'm in college to like buy all these nice clothes or whatever. But now, like, with TikTok and everything, like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know?
and now it's like to the point where, like, you know, a $10 shirt from Amazon, like, those are the ones that are trending.
Those are
and
my
like
favorites.
gets
And
you
I always
say
that's always what gets me to buy like a medium. Like, I don't need this shirt, but I'm gonna buy it.
yeah, exactly. That's me. It's like my Amazon card is like crying.
Amazing. So I kind of wanted to switch gears just a little bit to play and talk a little bit about jewelry and diamonds, because we are a diamond company.
Yeah.
You recently got married, right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your ring is beautiful.
Thanks.
So we're going to play a little diamond game. We have 3 different style engagement rings, and I just want you to give your opinion, rate them on your personal, like, if you were to get, you know, another ring, or if you were shopping like from scratch again, like, how would you rate it?
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So the first one is a cushion cut. This is a 7.2 carat cushion cut.
7.2?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We're going a little big with these. It's set with north, south, east, west, so compass prongs, a pave band, and a hidden halo.
Oh my goodness. This is so big. It's like blinding. Can I put it on? How can one like even walk around with this?
I don't know,
But you know what?
with confidence.
It
and
is-
turn it around when you go on the
I actually really like this detail, especially like around here.
the
There's
hidden
like,
halo.
yeah, I've never seen a hidden halo. And once again, I don't really know anything about
They're very
rings
popular
as
now
much.
because you're basically just decorating like that structural part of the basket.
Yeah.
That holds it.
Oh, I can see why it's popular. It's blinding. I personally like this one, but I don't love cushion cuts. Like, I don't like the square. I still like the rounder shape a little bit more, or even oval. But in terms of the idea and the design, it's great. So I think I would rate this like, I don't know, 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, perfect. The next one is an oval. This one is 5 carat oval, and it's set in a very trendy platinum bezel setting.
Bezel setting, okay. Oh my gosh.
It's a little different, a little modern.
It's very modern. This reminds me of like a modern like furniture setting
Yes.
as well. This is more, the cushion coat is like very classic, timeless. But
That one
this
is a little
one
more
is,
feminine. This is a little more like,
yeah, it's definitely not for me.
yeah.
Not for me. And I think for me, I really want more jewels around it. That's like my style. And I think like this, what do you call
bezel.
it? The bezel, is that what it's called? I would rather have it like non-existent or with other jewels. So it's not my style.
So what would you rate it?
5 out of 10.
Okay, that's still fair.
Okay.
That's better than I thought.
Okay. But because I think there's an audience for that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Not for me.
But this is your opinion.
Oh, my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, even 4.
Okay. The next one is a round brilliant diamond. This is 5 carat round set with tapered baguettes.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. You know, this is my kind of ring. I just mentioned I love round rings. This is 5 carat. Ooh,
Yeah.
I kind of like this, how it's like bumping up
With the side
this.
stones, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen something like this either. This is perfect. This is absolutely. You know the TikTok song? It's like, this is perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
this is perfect. I would say maybe a little bit more of like, what do
The
you call it?
pave diamonds.
Yeah, on the I just like a little bit on the side would make it even more perfect. But in terms of the stone, I want this on my ring. Should send this to my husband.
Okay, we can.
I love it. So it's 9.8
9.8.
out of 10.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any like special pieces of jewelry that have like an extra sentimental like meaning to them?
I actually don't really, you know. I mean, I haven't received anything yet, but I do know that my grandma, my dad's mom, she passed almost like 10 years ago now, but she was my favorite person. But I think when I was young, like even like 2 years old, she had this big sapphire ring sapphire, and then like with like diamonds around it. And I think even when I was like 2-3 years old, I was like, that's mine. That's mine. So I think she promised me that she would give it to me, like inherit it down whenever she passes. So currently my grandpa has it, but he told me like later on, it's for sure mine. So I think that would be like the one piece of jewelry that I will like never ever get rid of. Just like it's like our family like sapphire stone.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. I love like that extra like special meaning in passing down jewelry.
Yeah, because I claimed it since I was a baby.
Yeah, I claimed my engagement ring when I was a child too. So, so yeah, what are your future plans for Glow with Ava? Like, what's your next like 5-10 year plan? Your hopes and aspirations.
5-10 year plan. You know, everyone asks me if I'm going to start a new company or skincare brand. I don't think that's my plan right now. I just think the skincare market is so saturated. There's too many. Every celebrity is launching a new skincare brand. So I don't think like I should be there to launch another skincare brand. But I think if I do anything, it wouldn't be skincare related, but it would be more like still part of the Jello skin like philosophy.
Oh, can you explain what the Jello skin philosophy is for everyone who doesn't know?
So Jello skin is something that was inspired by my mom and our family, and like just like the Jello skin ritual of how you get, you know, it started because my cheeks are very full of collagen. Apparently, when people touch it, it gives you like a very like bouncy Jello like texture. And to do that, it's not just about the skincare products, but it really is going back to what we said, the food you eat, the lifestyle, the facial massages, because you have like, you know, thousands of facial muscles in your face and they're meant to be moved. So I think with like all the facial massages that I do at home with my tools, my fingers.
Is that like a gua sha?
Yeah, I can use gua sha. You can use your fingers too, or even like more high-tech devices, all of the above.
Have you used the like New Face? Does that work?
Yes.
I've heard mixed reviews.
New Face does not work if you're not consistent. Like doing it once a week is not really going to do anything. Especially in the beginning, you got to be really consistent. And I think that's the hardest part for most people to get used to. So yeah, all the beauty devices.
So do you do facial massages every day?
For the most part, kind of. And I also get pretty puffy. So when I get puffy in the morning, I do like my little massages, even if it's for like 30 seconds to a minute, like some form of exercise, I think helps.
And we can learn those on your page?
Yes.
Because I need to learn what I need to do.
Exactly. Even like something simple as like facial yoga helps too. So like,
what is facial yoga?
Facial yoga is just like you need to stretch your face out too. So even if you're like working on your computer or like this, you can just do like, it's like the vowels. So A, E, I, O, U. You kind of like do this exaggeratedly, A, E, I, O, U. And that just like stretches certain muscles out.
And then that's not going to give you wrinkles?
No, at all.
I feel like I've always been told like you have to like freeze your face like with Botox so like you don't.
I talked to like one of the most like celebrated facialist in LA who does like Kim Kardashian's like facials as well, and he was like, that is absolutely not true. Like that's what you freeze it with Botox, but your facial muscles, they're meant to be moved to give more circulation, and that's how you kind of like prevent the like stiffness and loss of elasticity.
Oh man, I've been doing it all wrong.
Laugh more.
I gotta do my facial massages. Okay, so Jello skin, you gotta move your face and massage it, and it's about what are like some foods that are really great for your skin.
You know, like I love black sesame powder. That's just something I like obsessed growing up.
Black sesame
and it's really good for, you know, hair graying as well, hair growth, hair thinning. It's really good. So I have that every single day.
How do you eat that?
I buy powder and I just put it in my yogurt. I had it like before I came here too.
Oh, wow.
Like put in your smoothie, anything, even your water smoothies. Another thing is like dates. I love dates. Matcha, really good for the antioxidants. Any kind of green tea over caffeine. Just any kind of antioxidants that you can get in your body. I think it's helpful. Natural collagen in food. So that's why, like, you know, our parents are always like, you know, like eat like the chicken feet and dim sum, you know, like the skin, the piggyback skin, like that's all so full of collagen too. So natural, like oysters, eggs, they all salmon, omega-3s. So any food that can actually just aid in the natural like collagen intake is very helpful. So, and then I love my beauty powders too. So
what are beauty powders?
just kind of like black sesame powder, like cacao powder, like just like powders that naturally have a lot of the antioxidants, the vitamin C, the vitamin D, E, anything that you can
So
naturally.
you
put
would
into
go
your
like
skin.
straight for the ingredient instead of going and buying like a special like powder that's like.
No, I do, but I mix like all kinds of powders and make it into like my own. I wish there was like a way to like have it in one instead of me buying like bulks of all.
That should be your next
everything.
business.
I know. I want to.
You got it. You found your niche. That's
I-
exactly it.
Because I don't see it. I'm
No.
always like concocting my own in my kitchen.
You got to start putting that in bags and selling it.
I know. I've had so many followers like ask me what I'm like.
Because I would buy it. I'd be like, tell me your secrets.
Yeah,
I will
Jello skin
literally.
elixir.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's the next thing.
Well, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where can we follow you? Find out all the
Jello
amazing
skin?
find out how to get Jello skin
Yeah.
and keep up to date with all of the K beauty.
Well, you can find me at Glow with Ava across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for all the Jello skin tips. Same handle.
Amazing. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
That was such a fun and informative conversation. I love learning all about skincare. What are your favorite skincare rituals? Let us know.